Hello, Southbridge. This is Max Gullickson, and this is Southbridge Community Television coming to you from beautiful and historic Town Hall right here in downtown Southbridge, Massachusetts. And folks, it's been a little while since we've had regular programs here in our studio, and I miss it, and I hope you do too. COVID sort of impacted all of us. Today I have in my studio April Plouffe. Hi, April.
Hi.
And Andy Pelletier. Hello, Andrew.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Good. Good to have you here, the both of you. Thanks for
you.
coming on. And the reason these folks are here today is to discuss an event that's been going on in Southbridge for some time, which is the Beautify Southbridge event, an opportunity, and I think it's connected with Earth Day, isn't it, April?
Yes.
It's part of the Earth Day. And it's a practical way for citizens here in town to get involved and meet their neighbors and to go out and help clean up the town. But before we get into that, Andy, you've been volunteering in that event for a little while as well.
I came into Southbridge 8 years ago, and I have been volunteering for the event for the total 8 years. So
yeah, I see you out there every year helping distribute the bags and so forth. Andy, in addition to the volunteer work that you do on the Beautify Southbridge event, you're also the health director here in the town of Southbridge. And something happened this last year. I mean, 18 months ago, Andy, did you know what pandemic really meant?
well, you know something? We just hit the wall. This is a 100-year event. The last time that the United States suffered anything like this was the Spanish flu of 1918. We've managed to curtail potential other ones. The most recent, the H1N1, which, thanks to good planning, good foresight, we curtailed what could have been a horrible event, but had no opportunity on this one. This one came out of left field, and we weren't prepared for what it turned into. So, no, I didn't think that I would be involved in something that required this type of response.
Yeah, you had to learn on the fly, didn't you?
I did, and all of our planning was ridiculously helpful, however, slightly put on its ear because you had to adjust for what came forward.
Yeah.
So constant adjusting, constant changing, serious cooperation between all of the town departments. Fire department's been amazing through it. The hospital's been great with it. It was a heck of a response.
Yeah. Now, April, one result of the COVID pandemic was we didn't have the Beautify Southbridge last year. That was the first time. How many years have you been involved in this?
I've been involved since, I think, about 2010 with my son. He was very little, and shortly after that, then started helping run the program.
Okay, so you've had it every year except last year.
Yes.
All righty, I
Yes.
see. So last year impacted so many things like that around town. But this year we're back.
Yes.
Now, for the folks that have never heard of Beautify Southbridge event, can you give me a brief rundown on what it entails?
Sure. So people on the day of, this year will be May 22nd, at 8:30, you can come right to the front of the town hall, and we will have you sign a waiver, sign up your family, and give you bags, gloves, and send you off into the community, wherever you would see fit, if your neighborhood, or we do have some places that we would also like to see picked up. The families will head out and let us know how many bags were picked up, and call us. We'll give them a phone number. We'll have the bags picked up afterward.
I see. So you don't need to bring anything, all the gloves and bags and all that. Anybody who wanted to volunteer, they just have to show up.
Yeah, if they wear light colored clothing just for safety, long sleeves.
Just so the drivers can see them.
It is tick season, so you want to make sure long sleeve, long pants.
And April did say 8:30, but if you're still eating your pancakes at 8:30, come at 9, come at 10. We're going to be out there from 8:30 to noon.
I gotcha. So if you're not there you can come later.
Yeah,
Sure.
And
absolutely.
this will be sort of an all-day event until noon anyway.
Yes.
And you say fill the bags. So you go around with the bags, you help clean up the town, get it ready for the beautiful summer coming.
Yeah.
And then what, you leave the bag? Is that what it is?
You leave the bag where it is, and you let us know where it is, on the corner of a street or some landmark.
And what happens?
Casella is going to come around through the organization of Andy, and they'll let him know.
volunteer for that, Andy?
Casella's been a great partner in this event every year that we've had it since I've been here. And what we do is, there'll be several days with yellow bags on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And that's because they can't redirect the trucks.
Yeah.
But during their regular trip the following week,
I see.
if it's on Dresser Street, on the
Yeah.
day that Dresser Street gets picked up, they'll also pick up the yellow bags.
They make a little
So-
unscheduled stop and pick up the result of the good efforts on
Correct.
Saturday.
So
Oh,
there will be
cool.
yellow bags on the street side for Monday through Friday of the following week, because the Friday route will get picked up on Friday.
Now, in years past, before COVID, folks showed up and it looked like a normal crowd. But is there anything that's going to be different this year as a nod to COVID? Are people going to have to observe restrictions, for instance?
I believe that it won't be significantly different.
Yeah.
What will be different is our check-in, because we will be doing social distancing. But mostly the event is a family event.
I see.
And as the guidance from the very beginning has dictated, people within the family don't have to distance from each other, don't have
Right.
to wear masks.
Right.
Also, the COVID is evolving, and actually COVID's not evolving. Our response is being so progressive that we're taking it down.
Right.
And the guidance is relaxed. You don't have to wear the masks outside anymore if you can social distance from non-family members.
Yeah.
As long as you're staying in the household groups that we usually get, it should be almost the same event now.
I mean, this is an outdoor event anyway,
It is.
Yep.
so it kind of lends itself to COVID.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that's cool. So it's also a social event. I mean, if you want to go out with your family and do something civic,
Yes.
treat your kids how to care about the community, this might be a good way to do it. And maybe meet some of your neighbors and so forth.
That's right.
All
I think
right.
it's an opportunity for everybody who's been locked in their house for the last 18 months, as you said, to actually get out.
Yeah.
Hopefully going to have some beautiful weather for this
Yes.
thing, and people can dress light, dress springtime, and just enjoy
Yeah.
helping Southbridge clean up and a social event. Say hi to your neighbors.
Well, gee, now that you put it that way, and it does sound good. People have been cooped up in a little bit cabin fever for a little while now. Speak for myself,
Yeah.
Well, that sounds good.
That was actually part of our discussion when we were planning it. We were discussing whether we should have it this year. And both April and I looked at each other and said, heck yeah, we should have it this year, because
Yeah.
people need it this year.
Yeah, it feels like almost. I mean, there's as our town and our broader country and the world sort of reintroduce themselves to normal life. It's encouraging to see things like this.
Yes.
That used to be considered part of the yearly routine, and I applaud the both of you for kind of getting this thing going again. I know last year knocked a lot of programs out of the loop, but here we go. It's one of the earlier ones in town, and I'm glad for it. So thanks for that. And folks, if you're looking something to do on the 22nd of May, do come out and volunteer and help your town out. Before I go, Andy, I got to ask you another question as health director, and I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit, and you don't have to answer, but now I want you to look into your crystal ball, and I want you to recall the conversations you've had with Governor Baker, and you don't have to do this, but if you can predict a time in the future when things might be getting a little, and I don't know how you define normal, but let's just say, when are things going to get back to normal?
Okay, I can't tell you what normal's going to be.
It might be different.
And actually, I see a benefit to wearing these masks.
Yeah,
We were supposed to have a record-setting flu year this year,
yeah.
and the number of flu cases has been almost insignificant, and I attribute it to the fact that we've been
You think it's
social
the mask?
distancing, washing our hands, and having the mask. So I can't define what normal's going to be.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to be living in a mask,
yeah.
but the governor has laid out guidance for some relief to come on May 10th, some relief to come on May 29th, and
Geez,
I
those are
believe
right
on
around the
August
corner.
1st, as long as the cases continue to decrease,
Yeah,
he is going to better define the new normal.
yeah,
And again, I don't think the new normal is going to be ridiculously different than the old normal.
yeah, okay.
So,
I mean, the
look
governor's
to-
kind of calling the shots, huh?
Yeah,
Statewide.
look to August 1st,
Yeah,
and at that point, I think we will have a better insight, but he is looking to settle things August 1st, as long
I
as
see.
numbers keep
All
going the way
right.
they are.
all right. April,
Yes.
is there a place, now we got a lot of good information out of you, is there a web page or a phone number people can call for more info?
As far as info, no, we just want people to come right to town hall
Yeah.
and get their paperwork and their supplies.
Yeah.
But if you would love, we would love a registration,
Yeah.
pre-registration.
You want to know ahead of time how many,
Yeah,
if you
how
can.
many is there in your family,
Yeah.
and you can call the health department and they can register you.
Oh, very good. So it's good for them to know ahead of time. And if not, people can show up anyway. You have plenty of bags and
Absolutely.
gloves for them to
Stop by.
going out there. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we would love to have pre-registration because then we can try to pick the heaviest roads that really need attention.
Yeah.
But walk-ins are definitely welcome because I've seen our streets this year and
Yeah.
it looks like they've been neglected through COVID. So
Yeah.
I think we can find a home for everybody who shows up.
Well, gee, Andy, it's been 2 years now. We
Yeah.
have 2 years worth to fix
Yeah.
up. Well, that's just great. Folks, thanks a ton for being on the show. Appreciate it. I'm glad to hear all about COVID. I'm glad to hear about this awesome event. I'm glad you're still involved, April, even
Thank
though with a
you.
year off. And Southbridge, if you are looking for something that is civic-minded and will get you outdoors and out of your house for a little while, and maybe an opportunity to meet some of your neighbors, do come down on the 22nd of May at 8:30 right here in front of Town Hall, or even later, it's fine. They'll take you all the way up to noon and get involved in this event. I think you'll enjoy it. I think that you'll feel good about doing something good. Folks, thanks for watching Southbridge Community Television. And this is Max Gullickson, and we will see you again next time. Thank you. Thanks, folks.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.